Wow, it did work fine.
Yeah.
We are live. Yay. Us. Where did I do it together?
What are you looking for?
The remote. Thought I brought it over.
Hello, everyone.
It did work fine. You're live. Oh, no, come on. I turned it down. I turned it down.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. No, that's a different video.
This is a different video. What do you got going over
How
there?
did I get to a different?
Hello, everyone. 88 degrees and sunny in Fort Wayne. It is, I can't see, 78 here.
Yes. And sunny, no rain today. Well, no, we did have rain today.
We did
but
this
it's not
morning.
raining right now.
Yesterday. Was it yesterday? Major rain yesterday.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Yes. Be smarter than the electronics. It's like trying to outthink stupid people.
Who, us?
No, she said be smarter than the electronics.
Yeah.
I can't, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so yesterday was interesting because we got about 3.5, it was about 3 inches of rain.
We did, but around us, they even got
More.
And there was significant flooding.
Mm.
One town over from us,
Over in Del Rio.
like worse than Helene,
Mhm.
for them. And road washout, you couldn't get to Newport. You had to go like drive all the way around and around.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a mess.
And you still have to drive all the way around.
Yes. And now within a 10-mile stretch, 8 to 10 mile stretch, there are now 3 one lane, like they have stoplights and stuff. And oh yeah, it's kind of a major pain.
Mm-hmm.
On weekends.
It won't be fun.
No. But anyway,
that's what we're dealing with.
That's what the local folks have to deal with, especially. And then being in a tourist area, it's like Friday afternoons and Sunday afternoons are packed,
Stay home.
Packed with Florida people, motorhomes and motorcycles and everybody coming out to see the mountains.
Yes. It is what it is.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But
today we went for a nice drive.
We did. In the rain a little bit.
In the rain a little bit. We went to see friends of ours and we took them some of our goods.
Meat and milk.
Meats and milks.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it was a good visit.
Yeah.
It was short.
It was
we were planning on hanging out for a while, but
we were running late. Out. They were running early, and it rained.
Yeah.
So, and with the coolers not closing right, frozen stuff, you got to get it back in the freezer as fast as you can.
And we met at a halfway point.
Yep. And it's a nice halfway point for us both.
Mm-hmm.
So, and next time we could actually hang out if the weather's decent and the coolers work.
Yes, definitely.
So the moms that were training on the milk stand, they're getting better.
They've been really good on the stand.
Really good on the stand, getting better at the transitions, moving from paddock to milk barn.
Except this morning.
We don't talk about this morning. It's like Bruno. Don't talk about it. It started off okay, but then they decided to walk around the paddock a couple times.
Yeah.
We made a feed run this week.
We did.
And that was nice.
To Greenville. Mm-hmm. Yep. Talked with them for a while.
So that was another ton of feed. What we did was we do a pallet, a 40 bag pallet, because we're not quite to a tote yet.
We don't have the capacity for a tote. It'd be nice if
we're going to get there soon.
Maybe next year.
We're going to get there soon.
I don't know what he has on his plans, but anyway.
That way we could get like a tote of sheep feed 1 month and a tote of grower or layer the other month. I don't think we'll do totes of layer though. That'll last us forever.
That would. We don't go through layer that quickly.
No. But at least a tote of, the sheep.
Soon,
feed.
yes, soon.
Yes. Yes, Sue. We did talk to.
Yes, we were dropping off eggs and microgreens in town,
mm-hmm.
and I was actually getting ready to open the door and get in the truck, and Ken was like, "Butch." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Butch." So I turned, and there he was.
Butch is our mechanic.
So he found basically another fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
Ours used to be a fire truck. So he bought the whole thing, and he's going to pull the engine from that,
go through it,
and drop it in ours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're looking at
$6,000.
about $6,000.
I was like, well, I'll see if I can get some fundraising going.
So, but the Father had been blessing. We had a nice sale today. We've had a lot of good sales here and there.
That's really key, is getting good sales.
We're looking at selling some more sheep.
Hopefully this week we could sell the sheep.
Yeah.
Praying for more showings with the cabins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were supposed to have a showing Friday. For cabin 2.
That was disappointing because
we got it. We redid the driveway and got that looking really good. Put some stone down there. We had to regrade.
It looked really good, and I cut down a couple of trees
worked on the view clearing.
And an hour before they were supposed to be here, I got a text saying they canceled.
Yeah.
And man, there's so much on our to-do list, and it was like it was not wasted time, but it was
2 days of work.
Yes, and it was like 2 days we could have been doing some other important things, but anyway, it's ready for the next showing.
Yes. $1,200 for a training. That's actually a good price there. So, because we did the transmission in the white truck.
That was $4,500.
And that was $4,500.
That was last spring.
Oh wait, that's $12,000. That's yeah.
Ouch.
That hurts. Yeah.
Oof.
But yeah,
I was like $1,200. That sounds great.
Yeah. drive up there to get stuff done. Also redid the fencing around the high tunnel because that needed to get redone.
Hold on, I gotta check the chicken on the stove.
Mama's cooking dinner, so she's gonna run out and check that. We're in the middle of getting some starts going for another food ministry in the area. And they asked us, and I think we talked about this a few times. They asked us to do cabbage starts for them. And they're going to do an acre of cabbage. So I am working on getting those starts going. I currently have 51 trays of 76 cells started. And so they have dirt in them, they have seed in them. Still got to get the logistics of laying them out everywhere. Then I have another 30 with dirt in, so that's 81. So that leaves me another 72.
And we're still waiting on some more trays.
Yeah,
They were delayed because of the flooding.
Yes.
I think. So.
But I still got trays I could work on here. So so we're working on 156 76 cell trays to make 11,000 starts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of soil. That's a lot of back bending. That's a lot of, so cabbage seeds are these little tiny balls, if you don't know, and trying to get one seed into a cell. I'm geared for it though. I mean, that's kind of out my alley. I could just sit there and vegetate and just drop seeds, but it takes a lot of time. So it took me
several hours.
Yeah, several hours yesterday just to drop seeds.
Yep.
Top off the dirt, but we're working on it, so that's going well. And Amy started prepping another cabin for people, for more folks that are going to be moving in.
Yep, they'll move in this week.
Yes. So we're
that's another blessing.
Getting ready to welcome them. Pardon me.
Bone broth.
Bone broth. Water. That's about all I could think of. Microgreens are still going well. We stopped doing sprouts because Amy wasn't liking how they were coming out.
I think our kitchen's just too hot. Mm-hmm. I think it's just too hot of a time of year to try to get them. Am I working with the young lady? Yes, but not nearly as many hours. The gal that I helped hire, she needed more hours, and with as busy as I am here, I took less hours. So yeah, I am working with her, but not as much. Thanks for asking.
But okay, so it's a different topic. The rain. So we got all that rain.
Yeah.
But our road held up fantastic.
Yes.
So
we've had 3 or 4 major rains.
We're talking gully washers.
Yes. Only one did we have to dig out that culvert, yep. But that's
to be expected after just getting the work done. We have one more we kind of have to clean out down near the bottom.
Yeah. No, it's and the ride we took today, we could see every road that's like washed down, washed down. Oh,
that driveway washed into that driveway. Kind of stuff.
Their driveway is in the road.
Yes. Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot around here. But watching the people in the kayaks going down the river.
In a river that usually doesn't have kayaks because it's pretty much just a creek, and
no, they still go in it, but not like
this. I mean, there was a lot of people on that creek.
Yeah. So
it was raging.
It was fun. What else was there?
Spilled milk.
Oh yeah, don't cry about it.
No, but that's where it came from. That saying, "Don't cry over spilled milk." I had one of my gallons. What is it? Stainless steel jugs. Mm-hmm. I staged it so I could bring it in the house. Opened up the gate so that the sheep could come out. Well, usually they go one way. Well, they went the other way, and one of them kicked it over.
Knocked it over.
I was.
Yeah, it was not a great morning around here.
No, it was like how many things could go haywire, and it was like, okay, all right, let's just keep moving forward. Yep. Keep moving forward.
Whoop! Fall down.
Yeah,
he fell.
Was that yet? That was yesterday.
No, that was this morning.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Carrying 2 water buckets down to the new paddock for the girls.
And the look on your face.
And she made fun of me.
No, I did not laugh because I was actually concerned because, he's got 2 5-gallon buckets on each side, and it's a slick downhill. Look on his face. Usually I laugh first, but this time it was like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Okay."
Broke a bucket. That hurts more than anything.
It does.
Broke the handle on the bucket. No, it does hurt. Then I went to wash off the other bucket from the one tote, and the handle on that tote broke. So that's another thing. It's just they kind of snowball that way sometimes. Yep. But we are blessed.
Yes, we are.
I picked 7 peppers yesterday.
I see you brought me a whole bunch more today.
And I got 8 more this afternoon.
Oh, I should have brought the jar so you could see what I was doing.
So Mama's making, they're like banana peppers.
Yep. Where you boil the vinegar, salt, and spices and stuff on the stove, pour it over the sliced peppers, and they're like refrigerator pickles is what they call it. Could use 5-gallon buckets. Actually, we're actually pretty good on 5-gallon buckets.
No, we could always use 5-gallon buckets because we're using like 5 of them for
the scraps.
That's right. I went to get a bucket today to replace my bucket.
Oh, and it wasn't there?
And I don't have a bucket.
Okay. Okay, yes, we could. Oops, I spoke too soon.
5-gallon buckets are like gold.
They are.
So
I was just thinking because after Helene, we had a bunch of buckets.
And we're using a bunch.
But they're all but some are falling apart bad.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be awesome, Sue. Thank you. I think that's enough for the updates. I can't really think of anything else.
No.
Ice cream has been fun. Actually, last night's ice cream had cookie dough in it. So it's a vanilla ice cream with cookie dough and chocolate chips. You freeze that and you put it in the ice cream that you're making at home. So it's your sheep's milk and your eggs that you make ice cream with. Then you take the cookie dough and you put that in the ice cream, and then
the homemade cookie dough.
With the homemade cookie dough. Yes, it's not the pill. And then you eat that with the chocolate syrup that you make. And then you have 2 bowls, and then you complain that your belly's full.
Should I have another bowl? No, you shouldn't. Okay.
Okay, I'll just get a little bit. But yes, that was very good last night. And so Amy made me some wings last night too, and they were butter, garlic, parmesan, and they were like the best wings I've had in years.
I just did them a little bit different.
They just came out so good. So, but anyways, dinner's cooking, so let's get on to the important stuff.
You smell this chicken again tonight.
Yeah. So we eat chicken and we eat lamb. We are pretty much almost out of beef. So it's getting interesting, trying to be a little more creative. What do we eat tonight?
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
What did we have this week? We had pizza, homemade pizza.
Pizza came out really good too.
But that was with chicken sausage on it. Was this the week that I made the chicken and lamb burgers?
Chicken lamb burgers. I think we did that Monday.
And then I did the enchiladas on Tuesday. Pizza.
Wednesday was a little later. I forget. I don't remember. But yeah, it's fun. So we are here every Sunday. We start at 7:30 Eastern. I'm Ken. This is Amy. We are Mountainside Homestead Ministries, and we like to read scripture, and we'd like to share reading scripture with y'all. We've been doing this for about 1.5 years now, and I don't think we've missed one that I know of.
No, we haven't yet.
Things happen during lives. You never know what might happen, and keep in mind this scripture reading and study, not only is it live here on YouTube, but it's live and in person. So if you're here and you're sitting here in the neighborhood and you want to stop by, come on by, bring a covered dish with you so we could break bread together, because we usually have dinner after we do this. It just happens. But we read from the NIV version. Go this way. Just because it's an easier read than these and thous. So, unless you're talking names, the names.
The names are just going to be.
But we've been better lately.
Yeah,
I think we've been better lately with names, and we don't do any much commentary about the scripture we're reading, unless we want to talk afterwards, after we stop going live. Because that's what we feel we're led to do at this point in time. Just share the word and read. We do trade back and forth as we're reading. Amy usually starts us off, and she'll go through. And if there's a natural break, we'll change readers. If there's not a natural break and somebody's getting tired, we just kind of tap each other under the table, and the next person starts reading. With all that being said, we are currently in Judges, and we are in chapter 6. Yes. Why did you put it up there? You put it up there.
I did put it up there.
Put it up there.
Because your sister does not have her Bible with her for obvious reasons. So she's probably in the app, I would think.
Yes. Yes, and we're going to be reading about Gideon. Gideon is actually the name of one of our rams. So, and we're going to start in chapter 6, and Amy's going to get us started, and I'm going to turn on my light and bother everybody, but it helps.
Right. Judges chapter 6. Again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and for 7 years he gave them into the hands of the Midianites, because the power of Midian was so oppressive. The Israelites prepared shelters for themselves in mountain clefts, caves, and strongholds. Whenever the Israelites planted their crops, the Midianites, Amalekites, and other eastern peoples invaded their country. They camped in the land and ruined the crops all the way to Gaza, and did not spare a living thing for Israel, neither sheep nor cattle nor donkeys. They came up with their livestock and their tents like swarms of locusts. It was impossible to count the men and their camels. They invaded the land to ravage it. Midian was so impoverished, the Israelites, that they cried out to the Lord for help. When the Israelites cried to the Lord because of Midian, he sent them a prophet who said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I brought you up out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. I snatched you from the power of Egypt and from the hand of your oppressors. I drove them from before you and gave you their land. I said to you, I am the Lord your God. Do not worship the gods of the Amorites in whose land you live. But you have not listened to me." The angel of the Lord came and sat down under the oak in Ophrah that belonged to Joash, the Abiezrite, where his son Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress to keep it from the Midianites. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." "But sir," Gideon replied, "if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our fathers told us about when they said, 'Did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt?' But now the Lord has abandoned us and put us into the hand of Midian." The Lord turned to him and said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" "But Lord," Gideon asked, "how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." The Lord answered, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites together." Gideon replied, "If now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that is really you talking to me. Please do not go away until I come back and bring my offering and set it before you." And the Lord said, "I will wait till you return." Gideon went in, prepared a young goat, and from an ephah of flour he made bread without yeast. Putting the meat in a basket and its broth into a pot, he brought them out and offered them under the oak. The angel of God said to him, "Take the meat and the unleavened bread, place them on this rock, and pour out the broth." And Gideon did so. With the tip of his staff that was in his hand, the angel of the Lord touched the meat and the unleavened bread. Fire flared from the rock, consuming the meat and the bread. The angel of the Lord disappeared. When Gideon realized that it was the angel of the Lord, he exclaimed, "Ah, sovereign Lord, I have seen the angel of the Lord face to face." But the Lord said to him, "Peace, do not be afraid. You are not going to die." So Gideon built an altar to the Lord there and called it the Lord's Peace. The Lord is Peace. And to this day it stands in Ophrah of the Abiezrite. That same night the Lord said to him, "Take the second bull from your father's herd, the one that is 7 years old. Tear down your father's altar to Baal and cut down the Asherah pole beside it. Then build a proper kind of altar to the Lord your God on top of this height. Using the wood of the Asherah pole that you cut down, offer the second bull as a burnt offering." So Gideon took 10 of his servants and did as the Lord told him. But because he was afraid of his family and the men of the town, he did it at night rather than in the daytime. In the morning, when the men of the town got up, there was Baal's altar demolished, with the Asherah pole beside it cut down, and the second bull sacrificed on the newly built altar. They asked each other, "Who did this?" When they carefully investigated, they were told Gideon, son of Joash, did it. The men of the town demanded of Joash, "Bring out your son, he must die, because he has broken down Baal's altar and cut down the Asherah pole beside it." But Joash replied to the hostile crowd around him, "Are you going to plead Baal's cause? Are you going to save him? Whoever fights for him shall be put to death by morning. If Baal really is a god, he can defend himself when someone breaks down his altar." So that day they called Gideon Jerub-Baal, saying, "Let Baal contend with him, because he broke down Baal's altar." Now all the Midianites, Amalekites, and other eastern peoples joined forces and crossed over the Jordan and camped in the valley of Jezreel. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet, summoning the Abiezrites to follow him. He sent messengers throughout Manasseh, calling them to arms, and also into Asher, Zebulun, and Naphtali, so that they too went up to meet them. Gideon said to God, "If you will save Israel by my hand, as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece, and all the ground is dry, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand, as you said." And that is what happened. Gideon rose early on the next day. He squeezed the fleece and wrung out the dew, a bowl full of water. Then Gideon said to God, "Do not be angry with me. Let me make just one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece. This time make the fleece dry and the ground covered with dew." That night God did so. Only the fleece was dry and all the ground was covered with dew.
And how many times do we all do that? Lord, if this happens, then I'm good to go. Okay, Lord, can you just make this happen? Then I'm good to go. It's like.
We talk about that. It's
yeah.
Like testing the fleece.
Yep. Gonna lay out a fleece and see what happens.
Yep.
It's like our bees.
Yes.
We still all have bees. Chapter.
Do people know about our bees?
I've talked about the bees before.
But maybe somebody new is on.
Okay, so I put out a swarm trap 3 years ago. Because, bees, but it's another thing to do. I'm not going to buy bees because it wouldn't be a wise investment for the ministry. So we bought a swarm trap before we had the ministry. And we said, if we're going to get bees, the Father will bring us bees if we're meant to have bees. So I put it out the first year, didn't get anything. I put it out and brought it back in. Then I put it back out the second year, didn't get anything. This third year, nothing.
No, but we've also partnered with other people who have honey.
But we've never run out of honey.
No, we haven't.
So friends with honeybees, that works too.
Yes, it does. And they think milking is a lot of work.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the honey going, man, that's a lot of work. So it works out to be able to barter and trade milk for honey.
It does. Ready?
Yes.
Chapter 7. Early in the morning, Jerub-Baal, that is Gideon, and all his men camped at the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was north of them in the valley near the hill of Moreh. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men for me to deliver Midian into their hands. In order that Israel may not boast against me that her own strength has saved her, announce now to the people, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back and leave Mount Gilead." So 22,000 men left, while 10,000 remained. But the Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I will sift them for you there. If I say, 'This one shall go with you,' he shall go. But if I say, 'This one shall not go with you,' he shall not go." So Gideon took the men down to the water. There the Lord told him, "Separate those who lap the water with their tongues like dogs from those who kneel down to drink." 300 men lapped with their hands to their mouths. All the rest got down on their knees and drank. So the ones that he said lapped with their hands, that means they knelt down, cupped the water, and brought it up to them. So they were still looking up around. Everybody else put their heads down into the water to drink it from there. So they weren't.
What's going on around me?
I had
no idea.
It's like people walking around with their cell phones. Sorry.
We don't do much commentary.
The Lord said to Gideon, with the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands. Let all the other men go, each to his own place. So Gideon sent the rest of the Israelites to their tents, but kept the 300 who took over the provisions and trumpets of the others. Now the camp of Midian lay below him in the valley. During that night, the Lord said to Gideon, get up, go down against the camp, because I am going to give it into your hands. If you are afraid to attack, go down to the camp with your servant, Purah, and listen to what they are saying. Afterward, you will be encouraged to attack the camp. So he said to Purah, his servant, so he and Purah, his servant, went down to the outposts of the camp. The Midianites and the Amalekites and all the other eastern peoples had settled in the valley, thick as locusts. Their camels could no more be counted than the sand of the seashore. Gideon arrived just as a man was telling a friend his dream. I had a dream, he was saying. A round loaf of barley bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp. It struck the tent with such force that the tent overturned and collapsed. His friend responded, this can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, the Israelite. God has given the Midianites and the whole camp into his hands. When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he worshipped God. He returned to the camp of Israel and called out, get up, the Lord has given the Midianite camp into your hands. Dividing the 300 men into 3 companies, he placed trumpets and empty jars in the hands of all of them, with torches inside. Watch me, he told them. Follow my lead. When I get to the edge of the camp, do exactly as I do. When I and all who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around the camp, blow yours and shout for the Lord and for Gideon. Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle of the watch, just after they had changed the guard. They blew their trumpets and broke their jars that were in their hands. The 3 companies blew the trumpets and smashed the jars. Grasping the torches in their hands, in the left hands, and holding in their right the trumpets they were to blow, they shouted, a sword for the Lord and for Gideon. While each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. The army fled to Beth Shittah, towards Zerah, as far as the border of Abel Meholah, near Tabbath. Israelites from Naphtali, Asher, and Manasseh were called out, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, come down against the Midianites and seize the waters of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Beth Barah. So all the men of Ephraim were called out, and they took the waters of the Jordan as far as Beth Barah. They also captured 2 of the Midianite leaders, Oreb and Zeb. They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb, and Zeb at the winepress of Zeb. They pursued the Midianites and brought the head of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon, who was by the Jordan.
Chapter 8. Now the Ephraimites asked Gideon, why have you treated us like this? Why didn't you call us when we went to fight Midian? And they criticized him sharply. But he answered them, what have I accomplished compared to you? Aren't the gleanings of Ephraim's grapes better than the full grape harvest of Abiezer? God gave Oreb and Zeb, the Midianite leaders, into your hands. What was I able to do compared to you? At this, their resentment against them subsided. Gideon and his 300 men, exhausted, yet keeping up the pursuit, came to the Jordan and crossed it. He said to the men of Succoth, "Give my troops some bread. They are worn out, and I am still pursuing Zebah and Zalmunna, kings of Midian." But the officials of Succoth said, "Do you already have the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna in your possession? Why should we give bread to your troops?" Then Gideon replied, "Just for that, when the Lord has given Zebah and Zalmunna into my hand, I will tear your flesh with desert thorns and briars." From there he went up to Peniel and made the same request of them, but they answered as the men of Succoth had. So he said to the men of Peniel, "When I return in triumph, I will tear down this tower." Now Zebah and Zalmunna were in Chacor with force about 15,000 men. All that were left of the armies of the eastern peoples, 120,000 swordsmen, had fallen. Gideon went up by route of the nomads east of Nobah and Jogbeah, and fell upon the unsuspecting army. Zebah and Zalmunna, the two kings of Midian, fled, but he pursued them and captured them, routing their entire army. Gideon, son of Joash, then returned from the battle by the pass of Hurs. He caught a young man of Succoth and questioned him, and the young man wrote down for him the names of the 77 officials of Succoth, the elders of the town. Then Gideon came and said to the men of Succoth, "Here are Zebah and Zalmunna, about whom you taunted me, saying, 'Do you already have the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna in your possession? Why should we give bread to your exhausted men?'" He took the elders of the town and taught the men of Succoth a lesson by punishing them with desert thorns and briars. He also pulled down the tower of Peniel and killed the men of the town. When he asked Zebah and Zalmunna, "What kind of men did you kill at Tabor?" "Men like you," they said, "each one with the bearing of a prince." Gideon replied, "Those who were my brothers, the sons of my own mother, as surely as the Lord lives, if you had spared their lives, I would not kill you." Turning to Jether, his oldest son, he said, "Kill them." But Jether did not draw his sword because he was only a boy and was afraid. Zebah and Zalmunna said, "Come do it yourself. As the man, so is his strength." So Gideon stepped forward and killed him, and took the ornaments off their camels' necks.
The Israelites said to Gideon, "Rule over us, you, your son, and your grandson, because you have saved us out of the hand of Midian." But Gideon told them, "I will not rule over you, nor will my son rule over you. The Lord will rule over you." And he said, I do have one request, that each one of you give me an earring from your share of the plunder." It was the custom of the Ishmaelites to wear gold earrings. They answered, "We'll be glad to give them." So they spread out a garment, and each man threw a ring from his plunder onto it. The weight of the gold rings he asked for came to 1,700 shekels, not counting the ornaments, the pendants, and the purple garments worn by the kings of Midian, or the chains that were on their camels' necks. Gideon made the gold into an ephod, which he placed in Ophrah, his town. All Israel prostituted themselves by worshiping it there, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family. Thus, Midian was subdued before the Israelites and did not raise its head again. During Gideon's lifetime, the land enjoyed peace for 40 years. Jerubbaal, son of Joash, went back home to live. He had 70 sons of his own, for he had many wives. His concubine, who lived in Shechem, also bore him a son, whom he named Abimelech. Gideon, son of Joash, died at a good old age and was buried in the tomb of his father Joash in Ophrah of the Abiezrites. No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again prostituted themselves to the Baals. They set up a Baal Berith as their god and did not remember the Lord their God, who had rescued them from the hands of all their enemies on every side. They also failed to show kindness to the family of Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, for all the good things he had done for them.
Chapter 9. Abimelech, son of Jerubbaal, went to his mother's brothers in Shechem and said unto them and to all his mother's clan, Ask all the citizens of Shechem, which is better for you, to have all 70 Jerubbaal sons rule over you, or just one man? Remember, I am your flesh and blood. When the brothers repeated all this to the citizens of Shechem, they were inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, He is our brother. They gave him 70 shekels of silver from the temple of Baal Berith, and Abimelech used it to hire reckless adventurers who became his followers. He went to his father's home in Ophrah, and on one stone murdered his 70 brothers, the sons of Jerubbaal. But Jotham, the youngest son of Jerubbaal, escaped by hiding. Then all the citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo gathered beside the great tree at the pillar in Shechem to crown Abimelech king. When Jotham was told about this, he climbed up on top of Mount Gerizim and shouted to them, Listen to me, citizens of Shechem, so that God may listen to you. One day the trees went out to anoint a king for themselves. They said to the olive tree, Be our king. But the olive tree answered, Should I give up my oil, which both gods and men are honored, to hold sway over the trees? Next trees said to the fig tree, Come, be our king. But the fig tree replied, Should I give up my fruit, so good and sweet, to hold sway over the trees? Then the trees said to the vine, Come and be our king. But the vine answered, Should I give up my wine, which cheers both gods and men, to hold sway over trees? Finally, all the trees said to the thorn bush, Come and be our king. The thorn bush said to the trees, If you really want to anoint me king over you, come and take refuge in my shade. But if not, then let fire come out of the thorn bush and consume the cedars of Lebanon. Now if you have acted honorably and in good faith when you made Abimelech king, and if you have been fair to Jerubbaal and his family, and if you have treated him as he deserves, and you think that my father fought for you, risked his life to rescue you from the hand of Midian, but today have revolted against my father's family, murdered his 70 sons on a single stone, and made Abimelech, the son of his slave girl, king over the citizens of Shechem, because he is your brother. If then you have acted honorably and in good faith towards Jerubbaal and his family today, may Abimelech be your joy, and may you be his too. But if you have not, let fire come out from Abimelech and consume you, citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo, and let fire come out from you, citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo, and consume Abimelech.
Then Jotham fled, escaping to Beer, and he lived there because he was afraid of his brother Abimelech. After Abimelech had governed Israel 3 years, God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the citizens of Shechem, who acted treacherously against Abimelech. God did this in order that the crime against Jerubbaal's 70 sons, the shedding of their blood, might be avenged on their brother Abimelech and on the citizens of Shechem, who had helped him murder his brothers. In opposition to him, these citizens of Shechem set men on the hilltops to ambush and rob everyone who passed by, and this was reported to Abimelech. Now Gaal, son of Ebed, moved with his brothers into Shechem, and its citizens put their confidence in him. After they had gone out into the fields and gathered the grapes and trodden them, they held a festival in the temple of their God. While they were eating and drinking, they cursed Abimelech. Then Gaal, son of Ebed, said, "Who is Abimelech, and who is Shechem, that we should be subject to him? Isn't he Jerubaal's son, and isn't Zebul his deputy? Serve the men of Hamor, Shechem's father. Why should we serve Abimelech? If only this people were under my command, then I would get rid of him. I would say to Abimelech, call out your whole army." Then Zebul, the governor of the city, heard what Gaal, son of Ebed, said. He was very angry. Under cover, he sent messengers to Abimelech, saying, "Gaal, son of Ebed, and his brothers have come to Shechem, and are stirring up the city against you. Now then, during the night, you and your men should come and lie in wait in the fields. In the morning, at sunrise, advance against the city. When Gaal and his men come out against you, do whatever your hands finds to do." So Abimelech and all his troops set out by night and took up concealed positions near Shechem in 4 companies. Now Gaal, son of Ebed, had gone out and was standing at the entrance to the city gate, just as Abimelech and his soldiers came out from their hiding place. When Gaal saw them, he said to Zebul, "Look, people are coming down from the tops of the mountains." Zebul replied, "You mistake the shadows of the mountains for men." But Gaal spoke up again. "Look, people are coming down from the center of the land, and a company is coming from the direction of the soothsayer's tree." Then Zebul said to him, "Where is your big talk now? You who said, 'Who is Abimelech, that we should be subject to him?' Aren't these the men you ridiculed? Go out and fight them." So Gaal led out the citizens of Shechem and fought Abimelech. Abimelech chased him, and many fell, wounded in the flight, all the way to the entrance of the gate. Abimelech stayed in Arumah, and Zebul drove Gaal and his brothers out of Shechem. The next day, the people of Shechem went out to the fields, and this was reported to Abimelech. So he took his men, divided them into 3 companies, and set an ambush in the fields. When he saw the people coming out of the city, he rose to attack them. Abimelech and the companies with him rushed forward to a position at the entrance to the city gate. The 2 companies rushed upon those in the fields and struck them down. All that day, Abimelech pressed his attack against the city until he captured it and killed its people. Then he destroyed the city and scattered salt over it. On hearing this, the citizens in the tower of the Shechem went into the stronghold of the temple of El-Berith. When Abimelech heard that they had assembled there, he and all his men went out to Mount Zalmon. He took an axe and cut off some branches. When he lifted to his shoulders, he ordered the men with him, "Quick, do what you have seen me do." So all the men cut branches and followed Abimelech. They piled them against the stronghold and set it on fire over the people inside.
Yes, yeah, I just said that too.
So all the people in the tower of Shechem, about 1,000 men and women, also died. Next, Abimelech went to Thebez and besieged it and captured it. Inside the city, however, was a strong tower, to which all the men and women, all the people of the city fled. They locked themselves in and climbed up on the tower roof. Abimelech went to the tower and stormed it. But as he approached the entrance to the tower to set it on fire, a woman dropped an upper millstone on his head and cracked his skull. Hurriedly, he called to his armor bearer, "Draw your sword and kill me, so that they can't say a woman killed him." So his servant ran him through, and he died. When the Israelites saw that Abimelech was dead, they went home. Thus, God repaid the wickedness that Abimelech had done to his father by murdering his 70 brothers. God also made the men of Shechem pay for all their wickedness. The curse of Jotham, son of Jerubbaal, came on them.
Well, I'm just picturing.
Probably the stone is worse because
he didn't die.
He didn't die.
It was just
the tent peg never felt it.
True.
Go ahead and read 10.
Oh, we're going to 10?
Yeah, let's do 10. Finish one.
Okay. Tola. After the time
Chapter 10.
After the time of Abimelech, a man of Issachar, Tola, son of Puah, the son of Dodo, rose to save Israel. He lived in Shamir on the hill country of Ephraim. He led Israel 23 years, and then he died and was buried in Shamir. He was followed by Jair, Gilead, who led Israel 22 years. He had 30 sons who rode 30 donkeys. They controlled 30 towns in Gilead, which to this day are called Havoth Jair. When Jair died, he was buried in Canaan. Am I keeping on going? Again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. How many times do we say that? They served Baals and the Ashereths and the gods of Aram, the gods of Sidon, the gods of Moab, the gods of the Amorites, and the gods of the Philistines. And because the Israelites forsook the Lord and no longer served him, he became angry with them. He sold them into the hands of the Philistines and the Ammonites, who that year shattered and crushed them. For 18 years they oppressed all the Israelites on the east side of the Jordan in Gilead, the land of the Amorites. The Ammonites also crossed the Jordan to fight against Judah, Benjamin, and the house of Ephraim, and Israel was in great distress. Then the Israelites cried out to the Lord, "We have sinned against you, forsaking our God and serving the Baals." The Lord replied, "When the Egyptians, the Amorites, the Ammonites, the Philistines, the Sidonites, the Amalekites, and the Maonites oppressed you, and you cried to me for help, did I not save you from their hands? But you have forsaken me and served other gods, so I will no longer serve you. Go and cry out to the gods you have chosen, and let them save you when you're in trouble." But the Israelites said to the Lord, "We have sinned. Do with us whatever you think best, but please rescue us now." When they get rid of the foreign gods among them, then they got rid of the foreign gods among them and served the Lord, and he could bear Israel's misery no longer. When the Amorites were called to arms and camped in Gilead, the Israelites assembled and camped in Mizpah. The leaders of the people of Gilead said to each other, "Whoever will launch the attack against the Ammonites will be the head of all those living in Gilead."
Yeah, chapter 11 is kind of long, so we're going to call it there. So, yeah, how many times do we read, where is it? Again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord.
It's like back and forth, back and forth.
Then they cry out, and then they...
Yeah.
But we all do it.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of that in one way or another. So, who are we to judge?
Yeah.
We could pick and poke, but yeah. You ain't picking and poking?
Yep.
But that's what we do on Sunday nights. Every Sunday night, 7:30. We get together, give you an update on the Homestead ministry, and then we read scripture. And it's a blessing to us. We pray it's a blessing to y'all. You know, we enjoy it.
We do.
We really do.
Definitely.
And again, if you're in the area and you want to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. Doors always open. It is a homestead ministry. This is what we do. It is the homestead ministry. Still haven't found another one. And I look. So keep us in your prayers. As you know, there's always stuff going on here, and we will do the same. We know there's illness. We know there's storms. We know there's all kinds of stuff going on in the world. But yes, we pray for y'all. If you have anything specific you'd like us to pray for, numbers are below in the description, emails below, because I know a lot of people wouldn't necessarily want to leave that in the comment.
Right.
But if you feel like being a blessing to others and want to leave a comment, please do. If you have questions, use all those same avenues. We like questions. We like commentary. We like being forced to dig deeper, not necessarily forced, but
we just do.
Yeah.
We definitely do.
Yeah. So,
all right.
With all that being said, I think we're going to call it an evening and go have some dinner. Thank you all for being with us, and we'll see you next week. Y'all take care now.